We are live. This is our Friday night live Q&A, and I've got my entire Steak and Butter Gang team backstage ready to take your questions for the hour. Today's topic is each of our top 5 carnivore foods. And I really want to share my top 5 from year 1 of my carnivore journey because I had a lot of healing to do. Specifically, I needed to bring back my period. I really needed to heal my skin issues, cystic acne, eczema, psoriasis, and rosacea. And I really needed to just feel more energy, less brain fog, and less bloat all the time. And this is me coming from a vegan diet of 6 full years. So, my first year of carnivore, I was completely focused on how can I heal the fastest? What can I eat that does not cause extra inflammation when I'm already incredibly inflamed every single day? So, my top 5 lowest inflammatory carnivore foods for you all. Number 1, raw unpasteurized butter. And I really want to emphasize raw unpasteurized versus pasteurized grocery store bought butter is truly very different. And the inflammation is very different as well. So, raw unpasteurized butter will not inflame you. Some people who are very deep into healing, specifically autoimmune healing, may still be a bit sensitive to raw butter for the time being. That's where I recommend my second food. This is truly the lowest inflammatory animal fat you could possibly eat. There's nothing lower inflammation than this. Raw suet. Raw suet. So if you guys want to take notes, it's spelled SUET. And this is you can order it from any website. Any ranch, any farm online will ship you raw suet for cheap. And if you don't want to order it online, you can go to any local butcher shop near you, even farmers market, call them ahead, ask if do you have any raw suet or raw beef fat trimmings, and they most likely will give it to you for $1 a pound. Back in the day, 6 years ago, I was able to get it for free. Now people are catching on, and butcher shops rarely give it to you for free, but it's still very cheap. And yes, I eat it raw. The raw butter, I just eat it straight out of the stick, out of the tub. These two fats were the reason why I healed so quickly. My period came back within 2 months. Okay. You need to focus on a high fat carnivore diet, and we'll talk more about that in this live stream. Let me know, for those who are watching, if you've tried raw suet and if you actually enjoy it. I would love to know. My third food is pasture raised eggs. And because I was very sensitive to high histamine foods, I needed to eat duck eggs. Duck eggs are more gentle and less inflammatory than chicken eggs. Even better yet, get soy free pasture raised duck eggs. Okay, try that out. And if the egg white inflames you, just eat the yolks. The yolks are very, very gentle. Okay, my fourth food is low histamine beef. Low histamine beef. What does that mean? Beef that has not been hanging and aging for a long time is incredibly gentle for my long haul healers. And that was me my first year. So if you're sensitive to histamine and you're getting runny nose, congestion, puffy eyes, itchy skin, your skin issues are getting worse when you eat high histamine foods, then I highly recommend checking out the description box. I've made sure to link it already. The farm Dry Lakes. Yes, Dry Lakes Ranch will give you custom orders of non-aged beef and lamb. So they don't dry age or hang the meat at all. It is incredibly fresh meat if you're histamine intolerant, and they can ship it to you, flash freeze, and you get it as fresh as possible. So that's linked down below if you guys are histamine intolerant. And my last food that I really leaned on my first year of carnivore was wild caught salmon, specifically wild caught salmon belly, sashimi style. What does that mean? I would eat it raw. No cooking, completely raw, just so good. I honestly ate it for the refreshing, diverse mouthfeel, because when you're carnivore for the first time in your life, coming from a vegan diet as well, I was barely eating any fat. I would get nauseated very easily eating such a high fat carnivore diet. So having that sashimi raw salmon was an incredible variety that it gave me, and I felt very refreshed. Those are my top 5 foods. Without further ado, let me bring on my first team member, Todd Bockness at the Carnivore Cure. Welcome. Introduce yourself.
Howdy, howdy. I'm Todd Bockness from Carnivore Cure. I'm admin at SBG Gang, and yeah, it's great to see you guys. So
Welcome.
we're giving our top 5 foods. Then I was sitting here going, I don't
Yeah.
know if we all get to have 5 top foods. I don't know.
If you can't fulfill 5 because you only have 3 top, that's totally fine too.
No worries. Yeah, no, I love pemmican. Lately, I've been on a huge pemmican kick. In fact, I just made some lamb pemmican today, so this one I'm giving that a try.
Oh my gosh. Is it smoked?
This one's not. I wanted to try it unsmoked, and then I'm going to smoke the next batch. So for sure.
Nice.
But no, Alyssa did turn me onto the lamb because I have noticed that it is super. Because I had kidney stone and I was healing up, had a little bit of inflammation from that, and the lamb fat does seem to be way better at dealing with inflammation. I guess from the omega 3 to 6 ratio that is a lot better. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. And then I've also been doing, we just got into the lamb breastplate lately. I don't know if you've had that. It's pretty tasty.
What is it? Lamb what?
It's called lamb breastplate.
I've never had that. What is it?
I was pretty surprised. It's basically like lamb. It's kind of like lamb short ribs. It's also called lamb belly, but it is super fatty, very thick. And then so I've been doing that smoked lately. I'm really loving that, and that's been very healing. And then other than that, it's just ribeyes. Man, I love the smoked ribeyes are my favorite.
Amazing. Do you notice when you eat lamb versus beef, fatty lamb versus fatty beef, that the fat on the lamb tastes and almost has a different texture than beef fat?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and I'm noticing that a lot today because the texture in these, this is all lamb tallow and lamb meat, and it is so much different. It's crazy, so much creamier, and it's just way richer. Yeah, I'm really
for sure. And do you notice that lamb has a gamier taste?
So this particular one does not in general, but because I was trying to figure out what the leanest cut of lamb would be that I could slice and dehydrate for the pemmican, and I used leg of lamb, and apparently, I don't know if it's true, I'm going to find out, but apparently this leg of lamb has a little bit of a gamey flavor to it, so, which I'm not hating. It's actually kind of tasty. It's good for a change up, but this one does. But the lamb breastplate and the lamb chops and, the rack of lambs that I've been having, those don't at all. So
amazing. I ask because, and this is a question for everyone in the live, do let me know if you guys can tolerate, but maybe even enjoy this gaminess in lamb meat, because when I eat lamb, like normal grocery store bought lamb, I cannot handle that gaminess. It is way too gamey for me. And I don't know if it's just the meat that I'm buying. I get it from Costco. I get it from local grocery stores. And then when I get the non-aged lamb, low histamine, non-aged at all, there's no gaminess. So it must be lamb specifically when you age it and hang it, the gaminess just multiplies to the point where it's like, ew, I hate it.
Well, on that, you should definitely ask Alyssa about that, because that lines up with her theory on bad lamb. She thinks that gamey equals bad, so you should ask her about that.
Interesting. Yeah, you know what? Let's bring Alyssa on stage. Hi, Alyssa.
Hey.
Oh, yay! We can hear you good. Okay. Explain this, please.
Okay, so I've always heard people say, just like what you said, it's just disgusting. You can't handle it. It's like so gamey. So I've had my fair share of lamb. I've basically been eating like 95% lamb for the last 18 months. So I've gotten it from Costco, Sam's, my local grocery store, H-E-B, and then some other places. I had some when I was in Montana. And I've just come to the conclusion that if it's tasting like that gamey, I just feel like it's not fresh. Because I've gotten some lamb from the same exact store, same exact company, same exact source. One smells and tastes gamey and is disgusting. and the other one is fresh and just kind of smells like raw beef. You know, you open up that package, give it the sniff test, and if it smells bad, it's bad. It's not. Don't let people lie to you and say, "Oh, that's just how lamb is." Nope, not in my experience.
So then the lamb that does not have gamey flavor at all, is it also specifically non-aged, Alyssa?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say it's specifically non-aged. I just, you know, it doesn't say anything about whether it's aged or not.
Got it. Got it. Well, firstly, introduce yourself and what are your top carnivore foods?
Okay, my name is Coach Alyssa, and my top carnivore foods are number one, lamb. Did anybody know I was going to say that? Then my second one would be bone marrow. I love bone marrow, lamb or beef. My third would be tallow. Again, lamb or beef, but I really prefer lamb tallow. It is just like you said, Bella, the texture is just so delicious and creamy. It's luxurious.
It really is.
And then my last one, well, no, actually I have two more. Liver. I am the liver queen. I'll recommend liver to anybody anytime. Just a little bit though. Just a little bit. And then my last one is also pemmican. Thanks, Todd, for getting me hooked on the pemmican. So now we're even.
Amazing. Love those foods. How do you eat your liver?
I actually just eat it raw, frozen. You can't really taste it that much when it's raw and frozen. I used to try to fry it up within the air fryer a little bit, but it's just like, it's kind of a waste of time. You just eat a little bit at a time anyway. So
yes, I love it. Beautiful foods. Thank you, Alyssa. Let me bring on my next team member, Lindy. Welcome, Lindy. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lindy from Australia, and I've been carnivore 3 years. I've lost over 500 pounds. I still have a lot more to go, but I'm getting there. And look, I've never had a gamey lamb here in Australia. Wow. Beautiful. Like I didn't know what gamey was until I tried kangaroo when Kerry and Adam were here last year, and that I'd never had gamey before. That was disgusting. So if your lamb tastes anything like our kangaroo, then yeah, I agree with you. But we have beautiful lamb.
Interesting. Was that kangaroo very lean and tough?
Oh, we had just the littlest bit, and we were both like, "Oh, this is all really delicious," and we were both spitting it out. It was terrible. It is very lean, so and you have to cook it very slowly. I can't remember. I actually Facebooked all my carnivore friends and said, "How do I cook kangaroo?" And they're all giving us tips. But we smoked one and we did one in the fry pan with butter, and we didn't like either one. So yeah, not a fan of kangaroo, but that was definitely very gamey. So
that's so
but lamb. So my top favorites, lamb is definitely on the list as well. I love lamb ribs. And I've had lap band surgery, so I struggle to eat a lot of foods. And lamb ribs are fantastic because you've got the bone, they're very fatty, and it's really easy to get down. There's just a little bit of meat on there, but it's mostly the lamb fat, which is delicious compared to the beef. So lamb ribs is one of my favourite. I slow cook a lot of meats, a lot of roasts, either lamb roast or a beef roast, a brisket. We did ox cheeks the other day, which was so good. Yeah. So that's really easy for me to get down with a lot of the broth. And eggs, scrambled. I love your buttery, the scrambled where you cook the egg whites, but you leave the yolks runny, and then you stir it all up and very buttery. That's really easy to get down. My egg colladas. I'm probably going to go over 5, but anyway.
Right?
Yep, ground beef and smoked meats. I love when I went to Texas last year, ended up investing in a smoker, and I smoked the big prime ribs, which lasts us all week, my husband and I. And I'll chop it up and I just dip it in ghee. And that's a really nice snack to have.
Absolutely delicious.
Meal. So there's my
fantastic. Beautiful. Love it, Lindy. Thank you so much. Question for everyone real quick. Do you eat liver? Do you eat any organs? Yes or no? Drop that in the chat. Next up, we have Laura at laura.loveandlife carnivore. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Laura, and I have been a carnivore for 3.5 years. I've been with SBG since the beginning of that journey. And as far as top carnivore foods, I got a little list here because it's like, ooh, but I love that, but I love that, ooh, I love that. I'd say red meat, beef, lamb, especially also, definitely are top. And I find that if I'm eating other things, I usually want a small side of something about medium rare in beef or lamb to go with it. Tallow. In the beginning, I was definitely more of a butter girl, but the longer you stay in the carnivore way of eating, the more you lean toward that tallow. So I love tallow and I love beef trimmings. I will ask my butcher to save me ribeye trimmings, and they will still sell that at a reasonable price. So I'll get that and then just freeze them and throw a few extra pieces in the air fryer whenever I'm cooking something.
Nice.
Definitely eggs. They're a mainstay. I will go through short periods where I don't want them, but that's a matter of days, maybe a week. And then all of a sudden, my body craves them again. I do try to always use pastured, and I, like Bella, love duck eggs. So when I'm able to get the duck eggs, I'll take those over chicken eggs anytime.
Yes.
And the guinea hen eggs, just because sometimes they're fun to have all those little eggs. It's kind of a pain to crack them all, but it's always kind of fun to eat them that way.
Nice.
Grass-fed butter, of course, is still a favorite. I am not a brown butter bite person, but I do like chunks of frozen butter sometimes as a little treat. And my last probably favorite is pork belly. I crave every so often pork belly, and I think it's just because of the fattiness of it. So maybe that's once a month, maybe it's twice a month, but when I want it, that's what I want, and that's the only thing I want. And I always love it with soft boiled eggs on the side, something about the two of them that go together so well. But I did want to mention, I just tried the lamb breast plate too. I found it right after Todd found it. So I did also try cooking it. It's a very interesting, and they do refer to it as lamb belly, because once that rib is gone, you're basically looking at what looks like pork belly, only in lamb.
Delicious.
And then a comment on the gaminess thing.
Yes.
Excuse me. I've had lamb from many places. I have always found the leg of lamb, which is the leaner cut, to always have a little bit of an aftertaste. I never felt it was horrible, but I've always had pretty fresh leg of lambs. I was telling these guys earlier today that a friend in Chicago would actually deliver something that had just been recently slaughtered and processed. So I'd say it was probably more on the fresh side, but I've had none of that flavor from lamb that I've bought that are the little T-bones, the little lamb loin chops. And the breastplate didn't have any kind of a gaminess to it either, or anything, or extra flavor, or objectionable flavor, I should say, because that's what we've been discussing, whether or not it's good to continue to prepare these things once we know it doesn't have that right smell or taste to it. So that's pretty much my main staple. Seafood I love too, and I'm especially right now I've been going towards steelhead trout. I'm able to get that at Aldi's, fresh caught steelhead trout when it's available, and that is so delicious. I like it even better than salmon. So
love it.
You've ever had it, Bella, but you might want to try that one too.
I will. Now I will. After being in Italy, where they had tons of fish in the south, I'm kind of on a fish kick, just trying all of the different fish cuts. So absolutely. And then real quick, Austin wants Laura to show him the gun collection.
Wait a minute. This is not open chat. I'll show you one. There's one.
Ooh.
And I'll show you that one too.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah, we're actually going to have we're having a little challenge. We should mention that in open chat. Alyssa has
oh my
started
gosh.
a challenge for building up with slow burn. And so I'm excited to see where all these people go. And it's men and women who are jumping on this bandwagon. So it's not just the ladies, gentlemen.
I love that. That's so cool. So are you all doing it? The slow burn challenge?
They've all just begun the last couple days.
Wow. Oh my gosh, I feel extreme FOMO from my vacation. I don't know anything that's happening right now.
It
But
was
yeah,
kind of
I
a
love
spur of
that.
the moment thing in the open chat. You know,
How
I just
fun.
on
Well-
Friday I said, you know what? It's August 1st. I'm about to turn 41 and I miss having guns and I want to get them back. And Fred Hahn will be visiting
On her
SPG
birthday.
on my
On
birthday.
her birthday.
So
So it was meant to be.
Beautiful.
I just said, yeah, I'm going to start it. Who wants to start with me? And so many people in open chat were like, yes, I'm ready.
It was so fun because all these hands and people are waving like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So yeah,
awesome.
so we got a challenge going to see who can beat that.
Great idea. Well done. Love it, ladies. That's awesome. And then our final guest is on stage here. Melanie, introduce yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Melanie. I've been with SBG for 3.5 years. Started with SBG, so kind of like an OG. My 5, I probably have more than 5 favorite foods, but I will just say when I started Carnivore, my go-to was ribeye and eggs every single day. No matter how many ways you could cook eggs, I made it. Bella's pudding, scrambled wet, over easy, you name it. Now I'm on to more, I love New York's. That's kind of my staple. New York steaks, eggs, bacon, of course. I love hamburger. I do a lot of hamburger and just scrambled eggs together because it's easy, it's fast. Today I had 3 hamburger patties and like 4 eggs. So, I'm good to go. But I'm with Bella. I am a sashimi person. I go to sashimi probably at least 2 to 3 times a month, if not more. And, so it's kind of like, and then I will also have the salmon or yellowtail kama, which is the neck of the salmon and the yellowtail, which is broiled only, and it's super good. So that, and then my last staple, since we're using props, is the espresso bear bar by the Power Putt guys. Just saying. That's one of my #1 carnivore foods. So.
I love it. And thanks to Melanie, she hooked us up with the company to provide bars at our Montana meetup, our first ever SBG Carnivore meetup. And it's happening again, by the way, 2026. If you guys are new to the carnivore community and you want to attend an in-person event that is the best meet, the best connections, and the best guest speakers, it's linked down below. 2026, July 4th to July 5th. You'll read the details at the link. SBG.events is the hyperlink. Okay, let's jump into the questions. Typically in these live streams, we take your questions. So just start with a capital Q, then ask your question. We'll do rapid fire today to do as many as possible. Caleb says, hi y'all. Hi Caleb. I hate gaminess. Me too. Angela, welcome. I have chronic acne on face, back, underarms, been on carnivore for 2 months, and I've lost 30 pounds. That's awesome. Congrats. And I see a lot of new places on my body breaking out. Should I be concerned? My first thought, I'll just take this, is your body is most likely detoxing. So I'm not sure what diet you ate before going carnivore. You're only 2 months in, and clearly your body is loving it, dropping out all that inflammation and weight. But typically we see things like oxalate dumping, detoxing, so as in your skin issues getting worse before it gets better. And that's exactly what I experienced as well. My eczema spots on my chest, on my arms would get itchier before it started healing up. So just know this is nothing to freak out about. You're not doing anything wrong. Give it more time, up the fats, keep us posted. Deanna, hi Bella, I sent you an email about this. Okay. I wake up during the middle of the night with itching intensely. Is my liver overloaded, and what can I do to help it? Wow, itching intensely. I wonder if you are going through histamine intolerance, because that typically can translate into very itchy skin, almost like you have a rash on your skin. And I see Alyssa nodding. Any insight?
Definitely. And especially at night, those histamines release more in the middle of the night. So
Right.
I would say try to find some beef kidney. I like a few different brands. One of them is Grassland, or sorry, let's see, what I forgot what I think it's Grassland Nutrition's, but
Yeah, it
beef
is.
kidney pills. It has DAO, which is going to help you get rid of those histamines.
Fantastic. I highly recommend Grassland Nutrition. I've been eating it since year one of my carnivore diet because they have a fantastic raw suet freeze dried snack. And so it's literally my first food that I said is the lowest inflammatory fat, except it's freeze dried. So it's more palatable and it's like a little fat chip. So that's linked down below. And you can also order the liver from them as well. Great tip. Linda, my son and I have been on the carnivore diet for a few months now. He has noticed nosebleeds. Is this common? Anyone want to take this? Nosebleeds.
Take it. I also commented in the chat because I saw her question earlier, but I would just ask, number one, is your son getting enough fat? Because the fat, like Dr. Wright told us, it really helps lubricate any mucous membranes. So if there's any chance that maybe his nose is drying out, and that could be why, just make sure he's getting enough fat, enough water, and enough electrolytes. So plenty of salt.
So good. Very good. Oh, and it could also be you are in a very dry, cold, or just dry climate where you live. And so sometimes rubbing beef fat tallow in your nostrils can really help hydrate the skin inside. Okay, try that. How do we know if we are getting enough vitamins, especially vitamin C, Todd?
Well, I mean, nobody gets scurvy on carnivore, so I mean, you're good there. And I mean, I've gotten blood tests. The only thing that I've ever been a little bit low on, which was kind of crazy, actually, was B12. But I did start taking liver, and that went away. So it takes a very tiny bit of liver, and that goes away. But yeah, I mean, everything. So, meat, you don't need to take a bunch of supplemental vitamins. And as long as you're getting sun and you're having a little bit of, organ meat, you're all set. It is completely the whole, the whole vitamin deficiency thing on carnivores is a pretty debunked myth by now. So
totally. Amazing advice. And it's so true because we all here are long-term carnivores. I'm 6 years. How many years are you, Todd?
Almost 3 now.
Melanie?
3.5.
Alyssa?
2.
Laura?
3.5. Melanie and I began together.
Amazing. And Lindy?
Yeah, 3.5 as well.
Yeah, so we're years into it and none of us have had any nutrient deficiencies. No health issues, only health gains, okay? And we don't take medication or supplements here. We're just eating carnivore, that's it. Very simple. Okay, let's keep going. Nathan, I've been carnivore 12 months. I've gained 20 pounds in the first 6 months, lost 10 from 6 to 12 months. How do I know when I'm at my ideal weight, Laura?
Wow. Well, some of that weight that you gained is probably muscle, which is a good thing. And so what you've lost is probably what your body doesn't need. So that's also a good thing. I guess you have to get to a point where you feel you're comfortable with where you are. If you feel good, if you have energy, if you are not walking around feeling like you're starving.
Right.
See where your body, I kind of have come to a place where my body has found a weight that it likes to be at, and I can play games and see if I can make it go down. But I can tell you right now, it'll go right back up as soon as, with the least little change. So it just kind of seems to fluctuate into a place and it becomes where it wants to be. So I'd say listen to your body is the best. And continue to, if you're not working out now, add a little more workout in. You're going to build more muscle and you're going to continue to see changes. 12 months in, you're just a baby. It's just beginning.
I love that. Very good. And then I just wanted to add, if your energy and your sleep is consistently very good, and you're eating as much as you want and you're stopping when you're full, once you're adapted on carnivore and those things are all good, typically your ideal weight will come naturally. And for some carnivores, they reach their ideal weight 1 year in already. For others, it takes longer. I've seen it take 3 to 4 to 5 years because they need to heal. And that healing sometimes takes a very long time. So that's another big factor. Do you have a lot to heal, Nathan? Or are you pretty much very healthy now? You might be reaching your ideal weight sooner than later. If that's the case, let's keep going. Zachary, Bella, you got to show Dr. Baker how to upgrade his audio. Oh no. Like a DJI mic mini or the Insta360 mic Air. Wow, you must really want Dr. Baker to upgrade his audio for paying a sticker for this.
I've had the same exact thoughts before, so yeah.
Okay. Wait, but I thought his studio has a pretty good microphone. Or are we talking about something else? No?
No. I mean, not anything that I've seen from his studio. No, his audio's horrendous. So it works, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll text Dr. Baker.
Baker's watching us right now too.
I think he's working out, guys. But I'll take a note of that. Thank you, Zachary. Appreciate it. Okay. Rex, my wife Sally has been doing this for several months and has not lost a pound. For senior citizens, why, Melanie?
Oh gosh, several months. I would just say kind of what we've been talking about. It's really not about the weight loss. You know, you got to heal from inside first, and your body's obviously telling you that it's holding on to that for some reason. So it maybe has more healing to do. And I would just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, there's carnivores that are in this for 2 or 3 years and they really don't lose much weight, but they feel 100 times better. So just keep at it and just know that, you know, got to trust the process, as my friend Laura says. So
you won't always lose weight. You may see
Yeah.
You may see body changes before you start to see the scale go down. So don't focus on the weight. Focus on how you're feeling. Is she feeling better? Does she have less information? As a senior citizen, is there less pain in her joints? These are all things that have to heal and find their way first before weight loss is going to ever happen. So,
and you might want to take some photos. I mean, a lot of people don't like to, but they're just for yourself. Just take some photos, you know, every couple of weeks and see what the transition looks like versus just the scale. I would throw away the scale. I don't like the scale. I didn't use the scale after about 6 months on carnivore and just kind of went by how I was feeling.
A lot of people definitely see changes, facial changes and changes in their body before they see that weight number go down if they're tracking on a scale. So don't look at the pounds, look at the other things that you've won. And especially as you age. I'm 71. So I don't feel 71. I feel about 45, 48. I'll go 48.
40 is the new 70.
Right. 40 is the new 70. But I feel better now than I did in my 40s. So, you know, do I still have 10 pounds I'd like to get rid of? I do. But guess what? My knee no longer aches. I don't feel like I have to go have a knee replacement done. I have incredible energy. I've dropped 3 or 4 sizes, and yet my weight hasn't necessarily gone to where I want it to go. But healed other things too, allergies, things that you don't even realize are happening. And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, wait a minute, I don't have that anymore, and I don't have that anymore. So there's so many more wins in carnivore than just the weight. Focus on those other things first, and the weight loss will come.
Listen to these two ladies, guys. And let me just add, I've met Melanie and Laura multiple times in person now. Laura does not need to lose 10 pounds. It's just her desire. But I'm telling you, these ladies look so healthy, so fit and so strong. And that's the goal. That's what we all want to look like and feel, just confident in our own skin and strong and healthy. So I just wanted to bring up for Sally and anyone who is new here, maybe joining a first live stream ever with us, that we have 30-day challenges that are now 90-day challenges. I just remembered 90-day challenges in our community, the Steak and Butter Gang. And specifically for goals like, oh, I'm not dropping weight, I'm not seeing the body recomposition that I want to see with carnivore. These 90-day transformation challenges are specifically to help you get there. Okay, so Laura, Melanie, Todd, Alyssa, Lindy, they're all in there helping out all of our challengers. And we've got coaches and doctors that visit every single Zoom call to make sure you guys are getting that guidance that you need. Thank you, Lindy. So here's the landing page of our next 90-day challenge if you guys want to check it out. It is linked in the description box for anyone who is new and wants to check it out. Do let me know if you're already in the challenge. If you're already a gangster, put that in the chat and in the comments. But yeah, we like to give out cash prizes and carnivore prizes all the time, just to keep you guys motivated on track. And as you can see, we have some incredible guest speakers coming week after week after week, every single month, just to keep you guys inspired. So again, link down below. Just wanted to bring that up. Thank you, Lindy.
This would be a good time to just put that in there, I suppose.
Oh, yes. Hi, Joyce. We have 90-day challenges at the start of every single month, and it just restarts and refreshes monthly. So it doesn't matter when you're watching this live stream. It doesn't matter if it's the 5th of the month, the 28th of the month. You can join anytime. Your access starts the day that you join. Okay? Hope to see you in there.
Today
Hi, Tim. Is today the new Friday? Yes, you know. Oh my gosh, did I really say today was Friday night live stream? I'm in Europe time, okay, and I'm jet lagged. I should be sleeping now. Sorry about that. I missed you guys though, and I really wanted to do a live stream no matter what this week. So today is the new Friday. Thank you, Tim.
Like 40 is the new 70. Today's the new Friday.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask a question that'll help clarify for a bunch of the members too.
Sure.
So what do they do after the 90 days? What do you recommend doing after the 90-day challenge?
I recommend just staying with the community because it's such a great group of people. But what do you think, Todd? You should answer this.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I've been there, over 2 years now. It's because, and I did a talk on this, but, when I started Carnivore, it was because I listened to Dr. Gary Taub and Robert Lustig talk about how, how the powers that be were successful at making us all sick and dependent on drugs was through an environmental change. And what I realized, unbeknownst to me, is I've been really free and successful on Carnivore when nothing else worked. But one of the major things is Carnivore community and SBG, because it's my new environment, and so I say that because that's what you can become a product of your environment. And we are lucky enough nowadays to be able to pick our environment. We don't have to, you can sit there and watch the news. It'll tell you everything's gloom and doom and be sick, or you can go watch people, support them and help them and get healed in Carnivore community. And that's what I'm really enjoying. It's keeping me carnivore. So
I love it. I love it. Yep.
I just say that life doesn't end after 90 days, right? So,
Right.
It took me at least a year to even feel like I was starting to get somewhere. I couldn't even imagine just stopping after 90 days. But I will say this, and I think Alyssa has mentioned this and Laura a couple of times, but if you are familiar with our calendar system, you don't have to start over at the very beginning just because you finished the 90 days. You continue wherever you are on the calendar, you continue to go forward. Even if if someone starts at the beginning, you start where you left off at that 90 days. So it's not where you have to flip back and go, oh, I have to start at the very beginning. You just keep going where you're at. And if you're struggling or you hit a stall, then we talk about that. We talk about coming back. Maybe you need a small priming. Maybe you need to do something else. So the 90 days is just for people to have a longer period of time to really grasp this. But I say it's a lifestyle. Your life doesn't end at 90 days. That's just my opinion.
Well said.
Absolutely.
I totally agree. Absolutely. Dag, I see that you typed in the chat, I want to join the challenge. We'd love to have you. And he asks, or she, does it cost? It's $30 a month. $1 a day, and you can decide to cancel and just experience the 30-day challenge for 30 days, or you can do the full 90 days. Like, it's up to you, and you can cancel anytime. It's really just so that you get the guidance and support that you need. And this guy right here, do you guys see my mouse when I move it or no? Okay, probably not.
no.
Okay, can you just share that screen again, Lindy? Sorry. I was just trying to circle Raymond's face. Maybe you can circle it for us so people see what he looks like. Okay. It's okay. It's the face, the third from the right. Okay. So Coach Ray. Yeah,
There we
right
go.
there.
There it is.
Coach Ray is incredible at giving you guys structure, the members structure, when it comes to how many meals to eat when you first start. When do you start doing 2MAD, OMAD? Maybe if you want to fast a little bit longer, like he is the pro faster in the carnivore community. So it's just a lot of things that you can explore with amazing guidance. You don't have to join if you don't need it. I know a lot of carnivores can just get the results that they want solo, alone, but this community is here for you guys anytime. But thank you for that, Todd. Great question.
Yeah, for sure. And also, just because people don't always understand the value that is that these aren't just you're not just in a chat box and with some how-to pamphlets or something. There's Zoom calls all the time with live people with sugar addiction and priming and fasting calls and NSV calls and open chat with actual live people with 60, 75, 100, sometimes 200 carnivores in there.
Women's hour, men's hour.
Yes, very special. Yep.
For sure. Just so, because people, I find that people don't understand. They think they're joining a chat group or a chat bot or something, and it's not that at all. So,
nope.
Yeah, for sure.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Tom and Nina, welcome. I heard raw suet tastes like crayons. What is your description, Bella? I say it tastes like healthy candle wax.
Okay. Crayons are a little more flavorful, actually.
I was going to say, wow, that's really going to get them to eat it, Bella. Way to go, girl.
Can we say it's an acquired taste, Nina?
It is.
I don't think it has a taste at all, honestly. It's just the texture
it's more, an acquired texture, not so much a taste. But if you salt it a little,
yes,
it's much more palatable.
Yes, it
salt
is.
it a little and eat it that way, and you won't think it's so awful. Even a candle would taste good salted.
Totally. Yes. And honestly, it tastes like chewing gum. So if you want to keep your mouth busy, chew on suet raw. Okay.
The carnivore bubble gum.
Yeah. There you go. Yes.
Oh, funny.
All right. Is Kerrygold considered raw? No. So that would be a perfect example of a standard grocery store pasteurized butter, which is the opposite of raw. Raw is unpasteurized. So I get it. This can all be quite confusing for new carnivores, but why is raw unpasteurized butter so much better and less inflammatory? Because there's no heating process. Those amazing enzymes and probiotics and things that are good for the gut, easy to digest, makes it easy to digest. It's still intact. It's still alive. And that's what we want when we eat dairy foods. So this applies to raw milk, raw yogurt, raw kefir, which I love. If you have the pasteurized version of those foods, most likely you'll have bloat, gas, indigestion. So these are just things to troubleshoot when you all are ready. Okay. Shannon, what is pemmican, Todd?
Basically, the short of it is it's dehydrated meat that's processed into like a meat powder, and then you mix it with tallow or whatever fat you want to mix it with, but usually tallow. And then you can salt it or whatever, and I smoke the tallow. And it's basically just a pemmican bar. And but I like it because it's the best way to get in a 2-to-1 fat to protein ratio for me. And it's just so simple because you can meal prep a bunch of them. Takes a little bit of equipment to do it right, and it takes a little bit of time, but I quite enjoy them, and it's really simple to hit your protein macros and to get 2-to-1 fat to protein, and I'm quite enjoying it.
It's delicious. Would love to know from everyone watching, have you ever tried pemmican? Yes or no? Okay, let's keep going. Shantae, hi, I get very nauseous. What can I do for this? Lindy, you should be the pro at this.
Oh, it depends what's making you nauseous. Like I find I get nauseous if I eat pork or chicken. It really doesn't agree with me, so I just need to stay away from those. Dairy sometimes as well can make me feel a bit nauseous, or dairy, so I do tend to stay away from those. So yeah, I don't really know what else.
Yeah, well, do share your tip of smaller meals throughout the day and eating cold meat or like room temp.
Yeah, well, that's because of lap band, but definitely just having 6 meals throughout the day, just having small bites, even 5 bites an hour, just so there's not a lot of bulk in my stomach. It can help as well. So just with digestion, having the smaller meals, having a large meal and feeling bloated and overdoing it, especially if you don't know your satiety levels, just graze throughout the day until you can sort of handle the larger meals.
Beautiful.
Could be rendered fats too.
Yeah.
If she's
Yes.
not draining the cooked meat, like a lot of people seem to start with ground beef or have a lot of ground beef. So if you're not draining that well enough, that could be making you nauseous. Cold fat won't give you that nausea, but rendered fat will. So maybe just try to drain your meat better.
Exactly. Yes, that's a great tip. So melted hot fats equals rendered fats. You want to avoid those if you're getting nauseous easily. Over time, though, as you are carnivore longer, I've seen this with so many members as well. You can tolerate that rendered fat more and more over time. But if you're new, Shantae, absolutely no rendered fats, no melted hot fats. Eat everything cold. Better yet, have that raw suet. Eat that raw butter cold. And see, what's it like to eat a stick of butter? It is incredibly healing. It feels so nourishing. I feel the happiest when I'm eating high fat. My first year of carnivore, I was eating a stick of butter at least a day. Some days, 2 full sticks of butter. How is this possible? If you want to learn the science and the why behind why so many people are thriving on this high fat of a carnivore diet, please read Dr. Bright's book, Good Fat is Good for Women. It's actually good for men too, but just read that book and you'll understand why. But it feels incredible. Cat therapy. Does pork give anyone anxiety? Anyone here?
I mean, I definitely got a histamine reaction from it, which it feels like anxiety. It can give you rapid heart rate. It can mess with your breathing. And then, of course, if it's causing inflammation, if you have a reaction to it, that's going to mess with your mental health as well. So, yeah, I think it's possible.
We get a lot of people who say they have a reaction to pork or that they don't feel good when they eat pork. So definitely it could be something that is bothering you as well. That's not uncommon for us to hear on the platform.
Well, yeah, especially, but also if it's not bacon or pork belly too, what I have found early on when I was eating pork shoulder and pork tenderloins and stuff at first was that they're too lean, and then I wasn't eating enough fat, and then I would get my anxiety. Anytime I didn't eat enough fat, my anxiety would come back every time too. So I wonder if you're eating lean pork.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then what is the quality of that pork that you're eating? If it's conventional grocery store, that is that's very inflammatory meat in general. You want pasture raised pork, specifically if you're healing, you're sensitive. Like Todd said earlier, the omega-6 in conventional pork is quite high, which could actually translate to the anxiety, the negative symptoms. I hear a lot of carnivores say that when they have conventional pork, they have swollen ankles, they have more swelling and water retention. So these are all pretty typical to us experienced carnivores. We hear it all the time. Moni, how do you cook your ground beef? So many influencers say to eat raw to medium rare, but I mostly eat ground beef and prefer it well done. I think this raw to medium rare suggestion is more for steaks. I actually don't recommend eating ground beef rare or raw, just because ground beef, there's just more of a chance of bacteria in there. So I would actually cook it well done. That's how I cook my ground beef. What do you think, Todd?
Yeah, for sure. Unless you unless you know where your ground beef came from, unless you got it from a local butcher,
yes.
Or if you make it yourself, for sure. Yeah, I always cook the ground beef completely done, all the way through as well. However, I do like to make my own ground beef out of like chuck and brisket, and then I coarse grind it, and then I love to eat that medium rare. That's way better, medium rare, and you get more bang for your buck too. So. But yeah, if it's commercial packaged ground beef, yeah, I'd cook it all the way through. You're playing with fire if you don't do that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. Where do you get your lamb tallow, Coach Alyssa?
I actually just make it myself. I save it from every piece of lamb that I make. Especially when I buy ground lamb, I get so much. I feel like half of it's fat. and I save every bit of it. But you can also go on websites like Fatworks and order lamb tallow in a jar.
Yes, love it. Fatworks is so good. Dennis, is it healthy to eat carnivore without a gallbladder? Lindy?
Yeah, I had my gallbladder removed when I was 21. So, yeah, definitely without a gallbladder. But just to start off, it took me about 6 months to become fat adapted. So I did have to be careful what I ate around. When I was at home, it was okay being close to the toilet, but when I'm out and about, I had to be careful. So just really start slow with the fats and stay away from rendered fats. And you just stick it out, it will pass. And now I can eat pretty much most things without having a problem. But occasionally some foods can trigger like a loose stool moment, so you've always got to be aware of it. But you can eat carnivore.
Exactly. Love it. Mitchell, can someone please tell me what the difference is between butter, tallow, and ghee, Melanie?
Well, butter is from the cow, of course. Tallow also is, but I believe it's rendered, right? So it's part of it that's rendered. And then a ghee is more of, I want to say, I'm not sure where the ghee, I used to think of it as vegetarian, but I don't know.
It's just clarified butter.
Clarified, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The milk solids have been taken out.
Yeah, I've never been a ghee person at all. I just can't stand the aftertaste.
Yeah.
It's bad, but butter and tallow for sure.
Nice. All right, question for Bella. How often do you drink kefir, buffalo, cow, or goat? I hear it is super healthy but addicting and makes people gain weight. Yeah, so with any dairy food besides butter, I always say butter is the exception when it comes to dairy. Typically in the carnivore community, we are all healing. We're not just anyone like healthy people already like fit, already reached their goal weight. No, we're typically people who are very sick. We have a lot of healing to do. And so when you have a lot of healing to do, dairy can inflame. It just is what it is, except for raw dairy. For many cases, raw dairy does not inflame. So I always bring up raw dairy really is different. There's a link down below if you guys want to order it. But with kefir, I drink it every day. If I can get my hands on raw kefir, I only drink raw kefir. I don't touch pasteurized dairy typically. Buffalo, cow, or goat, I like cow. I've tried goat. It has a bit of a funky taste. I don't love it. And it is addicting, but here's the thing. When your gut is happy and healthy and you're eating a high-fat carnivore diet and you know how to eat, as in you start with fatty meats. You do not start with kefir. You do not chug kefir first thing in the morning. You start with a high-fat meaty breakfast. These little changes in your daily lifestyle and habits really do make a difference in teaching your body to learn your satiation cues. And that's what we're all about here on the SBG team. That's what we teach in the challenges. How do you learn your body's hunger cues and satiation fullest, right? To the fullest. It's because you have been eating standard American diet, processed foods, refined sugars for who knows how many years. You need to reset your hunger and satiation cues. And the best way to do that is through fatty meat. So these days I drink kefir as a dessert, or I just drink it on the side. I never treat it as a whole meal. And that's how you avoid gaining weight, by the way. Dr. Maria, how to join. If you're talking about the challenge, just look on the screen right now, sbgmeetup.com. And it's also linked below. Robert, do you know who the guest list is for the Montana event next year? Is Dr. Chafee and Sean Baker going to be there? Here's what I'll tell you for sure. I've already pre-invited them 1 year in advance this time. So if they don't show up, I'll just be offended, okay? And I think they will show up. So let's just expect that they will.
Lindy's coming this time, right, Lindy?
Yeah.
Yay.
Obviously.
I'll be there for sure. Definitely looking forward to it.
Oh, guess who said yes as well? Dr. Elizabeth Bright is coming.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. All the way from Italy. And drop whoever you want to show up next year. We'll make sure to invite them. Drop those names, please. Awesome. Rock and roll. My wife and I had the great pleasure of eating our tomahawk dinner with Todd and Alyssa in Montana. Yay! Oh my God. I love that. Laura, Melanie. Oh,
Can I
yes,
just
please.
say, I have been waiting to see you guys because I found out while sitting down at dinner with them that they're not actually in SBG, and I was really hoping I had convinced them so we could all just catch up. But
Yeah.
if you do decide to join SBG, I just would love to catch up with you. You guys were so sweet and very memorable. So I'm so happy to see you here, though.
Yay! Thanks for joining us. Laura, Melanie, and Bella came to our table to visit. Lindy is my last carnivore inspiration to meet.
All right, Lindy.
I'll say at the table.
Yes. So, oh wait, let's go back to that real quick. So I rock and roll. Do we know the names? Maybe they don't want to reveal their names, but I'm sure I know who they are because I remember all the faces. But anyways, I hope you come next year and you can meet Lindy in person next year. Okay, we would love to have you. And if you don't join
Be
SBG,
there.
you know, actually, a lot of people at the Montana meetup this year, I asked them, how did you find this event? A lot of the people who showed up, they said, because I watched your guys' live streams.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So thank you for watching these live streams, everyone. Okay, let's keep going. Jody, how do you eat tallow like butter? Yes, like butter, just straight out of the jar. If it's in a jar, if it's raw suet, I eat it raw. I don't cook it. Okay. So yeah, straight up.
And you can cook with it too.
Oh yes, you can.
Yeah.
It's a great cooking oil.
Cook with it just like you would butter. It has a higher smoke point than butter. So it's a very good thing to cook with.
Yes, good point. Brandy, would you recommend carnivore for fertility? Let's all nod if we would recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, better, better, and more better.
Absolutely. And this applies to not just women, fertility for women, but also fertility for gentlemen. We often forget that the man's health is extremely important for fertility, for having healthy, vibrant babies and kids. So we want to make sure both parties are eating a high-fat carnivore diet. It really does benefit all. And if you're worried about having a pregnancy, eating this much cholesterol and meat, carnivore in general, 2 recommendations: Dr. Elizabeth Bright, search her up, and Dr. Robert Kiltz, search him up. Okay, let's keep going. Brandy, if one was to incorporate some other non-carnivore foods, which one would you recommend? Melanie?
Wow. Oh gosh, I hate this question because I'm like non-carnivore foods. Well, I do coffee. People don't, that comes from a plant. Bella does coffee. I love my coffee with my heavy cream, and I love the Miller's Bio Raw cream, which I use now. In the very beginning, I shared this the other day in open chat. In the very beginning, to get me over the hump, when I was kind of got through my carnivore 6, 7, 8 months, I did introduce some berries into because of my workout, because I felt like I needed the carbs because I just wasn't feeling that great. So once I got over the hump, I could get rid of those, and I'm good now. But like Alyssa said, if you're having a craving for some sweet, she'd rather have you eat a pickle. I'd say, yeah, eat a pickle. If you're trying to, get yourself a craving and you just can't help it. I do eat pickles now and then. I love the pickle juice. I use it for cramping sometimes too. I don't really have that much anymore, but try to, if you think you have to have something non-carnivore, go with something that's the least resistant, right? It's not going to tip you over the scale and make you go down a rabbit hole that you can't get out of.
Love it. Great advice. And hey, answer this question for us. What would you guys watching recommend? My personal recommendation is none. Like, why?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys put me on the spot. Thanks, Bella.
Oh, no. Sorry. I was just so curious.
You're good.
Dana, what if you don't eat organs? Totally fine. I don't eat organs. Kelly Hogan, who's like a 20-year carnivore, I think, she doesn't eat organs. Do what works for you, but you don't have to eat organs. Okay? Yes. Can you still benefit from a carnivore diet if you're eating other whole foods? What does this mean? So like plant foods, whole plant foods? Alyssa, please.
I mean, okay, look, I am not the carnivore police, but the way I see it is if you're having things that are not technically carnivore, if it's not from an animal, then technically are you a carnivore? Do you need to say that you're a carnivore in order to feel like, you belong to a group? I mean, we would welcome you in whether you're carnivore or not. But I just don't think that if you're adding other foods, other whole foods that are not carnivore, I don't know. Is it necessary to call yourself carnivore?
Then you'd be more ketovore.
Or animal-based. Yeah,
or
for sure.
animal-based.
Yeah. Well, strictly speaking, benefits, right? Because Brandy wants to know benefits strictly. Here's the thing. If you're having plants like vegetables, they have oxalates. You just never know if those oxalates are causing you issues. You just never know if you can reduce inflammation further, reduce bloat even further, increase energy even more until you cut out those plants and those plant foods, fruits included. What are your thoughts, Todd?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're going to eat the plants, you're going to have, the oxalate issues, but also if you're having carbohydrates and you don't, if you're having too many carbohydrates, I think it's actually a little bit counterproductive. I think that's the perfect storm to eat a bunch of saturated fat and not be a fat burner. If you're eating a whole bunch of like fruit with it, that can be kind of a problem too. So yeah, I mean, I don't see the point myself. Kind of like the last question, I didn't get free from it, from the carb addiction and the cravings and the yo-yoing until I gave it all up. And I tried ketovore for 2.5 years, and all it did was keep me crazy in addiction and kept me from being free. It was 5.5 weeks on carnivore, and I haven't looked back since, and it's been easy since then. So yeah, I'd say you can get some benefits, but I mean, it's still better than eating, McDonald's, but
of course,
sure.
Yeah. Yes.
I would aim to get off of it if you can. Just even for 90 days, just try it one time, and
there you go.
And you'll see what we're talking about. It's not that we're trying to be dogmatic or the carnivore police. It's just that we've all experienced the freedom from, getting away from the ketovore.
Exactly. Well said. And I love this question, Brandy, that you're curious about it, And so if you are curious enough, join a 90-day challenge, experiment with fellow carnivores, and just see how you feel. Okay. Yeah. Oro says, when does the depression end? I've been yo-yoing like crazy, Todd.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you, I don't know what you mean by yo-yoing. I don't know if you mean yo-yoing on the diet or if you mean yo-yoing with your depression coming and going. If your depression is coming and going and you're staying on the diet, I'm going to assume that you're not eating enough, and you're especially not eating enough fat, because that will bring the depression and anxiety back if you're under eating fat and under eating, period. If you really want to make, there's no given answer to any one person on when that's going to heal. However, if you want it to happen the quickest, you should prime, and you should eat as high fat as you can, and you should eat a lot. You should eat a lot to heal, and you should sleep a lot, and that will bring things back around as quick as possible. For me, it took 5.5 weeks. So
5.5 weeks. Wow. Great advice. And sometimes the depression, it can feel like the sadness and mourning as in grieving, because you're no longer eating foods that you grew up eating, that you've been enjoying your whole life, foods that you leaned on when you're happy, sad, confused, angry. So it's a whole period of finding yourself again. So if you're feeling these emotions, come to these live streams, happens almost every week, and talk to us. Like, sometimes having a tribe lifting you up is incredible when you go through these things.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Question for Bella. Not vitamins whatsoever. What about magnesium, iodine, vitamin D, quercetin, vitamin B complex? Wow. These are like things that I don't even know what it's for. I'm taking all these plus more on carnivore diet. Typically, when you go carnivore, you can slowly wean off of these supplements that you've already been taking for a long time. Vitamin D, sure. I hear a lot of carnivores still take vitamin D, especially if they live in no sun areas. But there's vitamin D in salmon. There's vitamin D in lots of fatty meats, seafood as well. So magnesium, I don't think you need that if you're eating meat. Iodine, I know for a fact because I just stayed with Dr. Bright for 7 days straight in Italy. She believes every single person on earth is extremely iodine deficient. And she truly believes that you cannot get iodine from foods. You just can't, not enough these days. So what I learned from Dr. Bright, and she gave me 2 bottles of her homemade iodine. I'm taking it. Yeah, you need to take iodine. Okay, so I think we should all be taking iodine based on what I'm learning from her. And you can read her book. She teaches, yep, Todd takes a ton of it. How many drops a day?
Yeah, I take 20 drops of the 50%, the 5%.
20 drops of the 5%. Dr. Bright recommends starting with 5 drops a day with a salt flush. Now, I'm not going to give directions on how to do that. I would recommend researching and reading her book. Do you ladies take iodine here?
Yes.
Yes, nodding. Yeah. Okay. Alyssa? No?
I don't. I don't.
Well,
Yeah,
what happened
maybe
to
it's
me though, I started, so I was watching something that Rebecca Heichman said a while back about iodine giving you anxiety. And at that particular time, for some reason, I had been taking quite a bit of iodine, and I thought, well, gosh, maybe it's the iodine that's actually giving me the anxiety. So I cut back and I actually stopped taking it for a while, and then the anxiety went away. Now, and there's a protocol that she has. So if people look up Rebecca, she has a protocol on how to test it and what to take. But now I'm back to taking 2 or 3 drops with the salt. And I take it with my glutamine every day. But I mean, I'm feeling okay. But I think that you can take too much until your body is used to it. So you need to make sure you're not just jumping in, taking, 20 drops.
Right. Don't do that. You have to build up to that for sure. So
You do. And so do be careful on how you approach it. Again, research specifically how to do that salt flush. And yeah, I think everyone does need to take it. PR64 is a 1.5 to 2 grams of fat per protein ratio good for putting on muscle with weightlifting? Laura.
Ooh, well, I'm probably close to a 1 to 1.5 for the most part, fat to protein. So I would say yes. I'm not an expert on it, certainly. I know I feel good doing what I'm doing, and I've had good gains in adding muscle and reshaping. So I would say that would be good. Todd, if PR 64 might just be a man. So Todd, chime in too here.
Yes.
Yeah, no worries. Here's what I think. I think that it's really a personal thing, but I do think that if you are a man that has any hormone issues and has any like low testosterone issues, you need a closer to 2 to 1 fat to protein ratio. And I know that seems counterintuitive if you're trying to get lean or whatever, but it's not. I know that I put on the most muscle when I am eating higher fat. My body heals and my hormones are more optimized for growth hormones, putting on muscle. So that's definitely what I've seen. So I don't know. I can tell you I eat about 200 grams of protein a day, and I eat about 400 grams of fat a day, and that's when I'm putting on the most muscle, leaning out the most, and feeling the best.
Amazing. Love it. Okay. Oh, team, are you guys okay with just going a bit over, or you guys can leave if you need to go?
No, we're good.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Why do I have diarrhea on carnivore? Also have histamine to butter. Okay, I'll take this. So if you have diarrhea on carnivore, your body could just be still adjusting to taking in all that amazing fat. It could just need some more time. So there are 2 approaches. Number 1, you can just push through and tolerate the diarrhea until it goes away. That's what I did. You can also troubleshoot a bit. Lay off that fat, specifically the rendered fat. Option 2 is what Alyssa recommends. You can take some things that you order on Amazon, which is, what are they, Alyssa?
Lipo Gold or lipase on its own. You can also take ox bile. So there's some really good clean brands out there if you look hard.
Perfect. And that purpose is to help you digest the fat, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
And your last video about poop would actually be great because you had so much information on there about this. Exactly.
Yes, definitely check it out. It's a recent video and I'm sitting on a toilet. All right.
That's where I do my best work.
And the second part of that question was histamine. So if you're having histamine, start eating non-aged meats and do check out Dry Lakes Ranch. They literally will send you extremely fresh non-aged beef, flash frozen, and most likely you're not going to have those histamine intolerant symptoms. Okay, let's keep going. Dickie, I've been on carnivore 6 months. I had probably been waking up between 1 to 3 a.m. Problems waking up. I recently introduced goat milk and a teaspoon of raw honey, and it's helped before bed. Was this insulin suppression? Was this insulin? Coach Alyssa, what is this?
I don't believe in the whole insulin suppression theory. So I'm going to say no. It could just be an adjustment. I think that sometimes as we transition to low carb or no carb lifestyle, we can have disturbances in our sleep. Sometimes just higher ketones can give you more energy and your brain more energy. So I think, when you added back in some honey, that's a little bit of carbs that might have brought your body back to where it was comfortable before. But yeah, I'm sorry. I don't believe in insulin suppression theory.
Right. And I think maybe the goat milk and the teaspoon of raw honey could have helped because you're still adapting to carnivore. When you're eating zero carb or very, very low carb carnivore, sleep goes through an adaptation period itself as well. So instead of reaching for the raw honey, reach for bedside butter. So literally have some butter next to your bed when you wake up during 1 to 3 a.m. Eat that butter. It will help you go back to sleep. Tina, I've been eating carnivore since June 27th, fell off here and there, but I've been strict since the 1st. I feel like I'm sleeping too much. What can I do? Laura, do you want to take this? Sleeping too much.
I just wonder if it's when you first start taking in so much more protein, you tend to get a little bit tired. Your body is working harder to digest. And I remember kind of going through that phase in the beginning of carnivore too, where it was like, why am I so doggone tired all the time? And luckily I was retired, so it worked for me, but it passes. It's just something as your body adjusts to the whole meat or protein heavy diet that you just need a little bit more time. And as Raymond would say, go with it. If you need a nap, take a nap. Your body is adapting. You're changing what you've been doing. So just go with it if you can.
Exactly. I've had great mental benefits from carnivore, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to start recently. Does this diet help OCD and ADHD, Todd?
For sure. Yeah, I've got ADHD, and the carnivore calm definitely. I still have ADHD, but I actually enjoy it more now in a lot of ways, because before the problem with ADHD is I would get, it just went hand in hand with anxiety. And what I'm finding is that ADHD is a lot better without anxiety, because when you have anxiety and ADHD, you get pretty paralyzed, right? And it's really, you procrastinate. It's really hard to start anything. Your mind's just all over the place. And now what I find is I can hyper focus. Like I'll get locked into something and 12 hours will go by and I'll have gotten so much done. It's not even funny. So now I actually kind of like the ADHD tendencies.
It's a superpower.
Yeah.
It really is, for sure. And so I know it does. I still have it, but it's actually a strength now. I'm not even kidding, and I quite enjoy it. The OCD, I had a little bit of that, and I know people that are on carnivore that had a lot of it, and it's gotten a lot better for sure.
Yes, that's incredible. That's
We've
awesome.
seen what Todd can do when he's hyper focused.
Oh yeah,
it is a superpower.
It's handy actually.
Those 12 hours go by during sleep hours for him. He doesn't sleep.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There we go.
Thank you. Okay, can you consume fruits or no? And what about coffee or matcha, Coach Alyssa?
You can do whatever you want. Would we recommend it? Probably not. I think the safest, most benign of those is coffee. But matcha is going to have some oxalates in it. So I would just say, why don't you see what carnivore plus coffee can do for you?
Love it.
But coffee after you eat.
Yes.
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 Coffee is your dessert. Have
Exactly.
your food first.
Thank you for bringing that up. Who here drinks coffee? Who here has quit coffee? Please comment that. Nancy, I'm 3 weeks carnivore. Yay, congrats. But I have consistent loose stools. Oh, we've covered this. Okay, let's keep going. I've been doing ketovore for a year. Normal to get hungry an hour or two before eating? Or should I eat more during the window? Oh, so before this person breaks the
8-6.
8-6.
In-
Yeah.
in the
Go ahead, Laura.
Oh, I was just reading it. Sorry. The 18-6 for the intermittent fasting for a few weeks. Normal to get hungry an hour or two before eating. No, not really. So
No, I feel like if you're eating in a 6-hour window and you're doing ketovore, then you're not getting enough protein and fat. Is my
you're
gut
probably
feeling.
taking in too many carbs.
Exactly. Yeah. And so specifically this team right here, we're not huge fans of pushing through fasts, even if it's something like 18-6, because you could possibly mess up your hormones. And when your hormones are messed up, you're not sleeping well, your energy's tanked, your weight is not going down if you're trying to lose weight. So it comes with this slew of negative things. So instead, why don't you focus on eating more, stop doing the 18-6, do a mini prime, which is eating 3 meals a day for a set period of time. In the community, when we do these challenges, that set period of time is typically 2 weeks. But we see a lot of our challengers need more than 2 weeks. I needed 6 months before I enrolled. So it's just so personal, but you should not be hungry.
Well, and a fun fact is carnivore is a fasting mimicking diet anyway. So even when you're eating, and if you get rid of the ketovore part, you're going to be experiencing a lot of autophagy anyways. So that's pretty awesome.
Try full carnivore if you want to. Yep. Tina, is it possible to ask for one-on-one training with the trainers? Absolutely. And we highly recommend it. If you don't really want the group setting, you want that personalized hand-holding just for you, email me. Lindy will drop the email in the chat box. It's sbgchallenge@gmail.com. I'll match you with the best coach for you. Just simply tell me what you're trying to achieve. Kimberly, does it help with dementia? Todd?
Yeah, my mom's got dementia, and she's not staying full carnivore, but I can tell you we've done this long enough, and even through the ketovore and the carnivore, that when she is eating high-fat carnivore, it's way better, much, much, much better. And she has so much more brain, just clarity, and her mind works so much better, and she can remember and recall things. And then when she slips off, she's like a zombie. It's a totally different person. So, yeah, I think it definitely helps from what I've seen. And this has been about 2 years now that I've been watching it go up and down. So.
And just so you know, that's Kimberly from our SBG in Montana. Her and her husband's out of my table.
Good to see you, Kimberly. That's awesome. Joanne, when is Dr. Bright's new book going to be available? In a month. Get excited. In a month. Her 3rd book. Okay. I saw a question, which book do I recommend for her? All of them. Okay. The first one, the second one, and the 3rd one when it comes out. They're all very, very important books that you should be gifting to the women you love and the gentlemen that you care about. Like, everybody deserves to have these books on their bookshelf. It's so good. Trumpet music. How many times per week is organs recommended? Coach Alyssa?
So of course you don't have to do organs, but if you were going to include them, I don't recommend having more than 1 to 2 ounces of beef liver per week. Of course, really any kind of liver. If you were going to do chicken livers, lamb livers, there's a lot of controversy over organs in the carnivore space. And some people will say, oh, it's dangerous and you can have copper toxicity, vitamin A toxicity. You can't do that if you limit it to 1 to 2 ounces per week. And if you have the MTHFR gene variation, which about 50% of the population has it, that means you don't detox very well and you don't methylate very well. So just having that tiny little 1 ounce of liver per week can help you methylate and heal faster.
Amazing. Thank you. Couple more and we'll wrap up for tonight. Tina, is Amish butter raw? Found it in my local public store. That's definitely not raw. Okay. So yes, it is healthier. It's local. It's from a farm, but that is not raw, unfortunately. Will going no carb carnivore affect workouts negatively? Does the extra fat help with this problem? Melanie, what are your thoughts?
I didn't, like I said, in the very beginning, I did have a little bit of issues with, energy and stuff, but I think it was just because I was adapting to carnivore. But now I have been working out for a good 3 years with no carbs. I eat a lot of fat. And I will just say this, for people that understand, us almost 4-year carnivores, we have issues too. This last week was a really bad week for me. I was so depressed. I was just, I don't know what was going on. I didn't work out all week. I just had but what I learned was I did not eat enough fat. I was eating too lean of meat. I had fish. I was eating like maybe one meal a day and it wasn't even hardly complete with what I needed. And so it just threw me kind of in a downward spiral. So, but with that being said, I need a lot of fat for me personally. That's how I function. So, and I think Laura might be kind of the same way.
Can I say something? You've seen Sean Baker, Dr. Sean Baker.
Yeah.
That man does not eat any carbs. And if you've seen him, I've seen him in person. Trust me, you don't need carbs. And I work out all the time.
Laura and I don't need any carbs.
We don't do carbs.
Exactly.
So
There you go.
you don't need them. And I've had only positive workout. So.
Sean is very strict carnivore. Like he doesn't even eat dairy. He eats a steak and that's pretty much all he eats. What I notice is he does take a ton of electrolytes. So maybe that's because he's sweating it out frequently, but that could be something you play around with, electrolytes for more energy. Cassandra, can organic, grass-fed, and finished raw suet have any histamine reactions or cause gut issues? I use raw organic, grass-fed butter and ghee. No problem. Suet is healing, correct? Oh, if you have no problems with the butter and ghee, you will most certainly not have problems with raw suet. So, no, I don't think it will cause any histamine reactions, right, Alyssa?
I agree.
Perfect. Okay, Todd, 25 years old, FM, with a pacemaker because of mitochondrial myopathy. Doctor said I need to be on a statin. Has anyone been helped with mitochondrial problems? Team, anyone want to take this?
No, let's defer that to Dr. Phil. Well, retired Dr. Phil Smith.
Exactly.
Yeah. None of us here tonight are doctors or to a point that we would feel comfortable answering that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's perfect for Phil. So if you can come back next time when Phil shows up, he's our resident physician. He would be able to help you. Sorry that he's not here today. Tamara, type 2 on insulin. How does having to deal with lows affect the fat adaptation process? Lows?
Like low blood sugar.
Oh, go ahead, Alyssa.
Yeah, so, well, I can't say if you're dealing with lows, I mean, I would just kind of lower your insulin. But we do see type 2 diabetics on insulin in SBG and in other carnivore spaces, all the time, getting fat adapted, being able to lower their insulin more and more on a consistent basis. So I don't think you have anything to worry about. I don't think that having low blood sugars is going to affect or slow down your being able to switch to being a fat burner, in my opinion.
Awesome. Thank you, Alyssa. Last one we'll take from Tim. Lindy and Todd, do you know if you're insulin resistant or not? And how do you know? Lindy?
I wouldn't have a clue. I wouldn't know what that feels like. And I don't really care. I just keep eating the meat and doing what, as long as I feel great, then that's all I sort of worry about. But all these terms kind of confuse me and I have no idea. So sorry, Tim, I can't offer you more advice on that one.
Yeah, I don't think I still am. I know my last A1C was 5.3, and so I don't know. I don't think that's. I don't think it's super low, but I know it's not high, and so yeah, I don't think so. Especially where I came from, I was pre-diabetic, which I don't know what that was. I don't remember what range that was, but I don't think so because I don't have when I eat, I don't have the crashes that I used to have. The pre-diabetic thing was every time I'd eat, I go into a food coma for I just want to black out. So yeah, I don't think so. I think that was the biggest telltale sign for me. But when I started being able to eat and getting energy, and it felt like I just took an energy drink when I eat my fatty steak, that was when I figured that my insulin resistance was over.
That's a really good one. I like that. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, there are blood tests you can ask your doctor for, or your primary care doctor to do for the insulin resistance. So if you're really curious, that would be the best starting place, is ask to have those done. And it's certainly legitimate to ask for that if you have issues. So that would be a good starting point. And then you would ask that to be repeated every year so you can see where you're at. And I think 5.3 is actually pretty good, Todd. So
amazing. Thank you all so much for the fantastic questions. We love helping you guys out and answering your questions every single week. There are amazing, really valid, important questions being asked. So please come back to our next Friday night live stream. And
on
the
Friday.
banner.
Next one will be on Friday.
It'll be on a Friday, not a Sunday.
Exactly. On a real Friday.
See you, gangsters.
Yes. Wait, hold on. This is the gangster sign,
The
right?
gangsters, yeah.
Can you guys do this?
I did the horn.
No matter which hand, I'll do that one.
You guys do this?
No, that's a genetic. Oh, wait, I take it back. I can too.
That's our SPG gang sign. There we go.
Anyways, love you guys so much. Again, our challenge is starting tomorrow. That's our next kickoff day tomorrow. So if you're really in need of more help, like you enjoyed this live stream, but you want more, you'll get all of that in our challenges. So this is really just like a little taste test. We hope to see you in there, and we'll see you in our next live stream. Thank you
And
all
remember,
so much.
community is so important when you're changing this, your entire life into a different way of eating. And we cannot stress enough how much community has brought success to what we have done here, and to going carnivore. You're being you've got people on every side of you saying, "What are you, crazy? You can't eat meat all the time. You can't eat all that fat. You're going to die," while they're shoving donuts and Cheetos in their mouth and drinking Pepsi. But you're doing the bad thing. So community is so important to help you through this beginning phase, especially. So if you haven't, come and join. And I have to say, I've been in numerous communities, and I'm not saying it because I'm being paid to say it. I'm here for free. SBG is the best community, carnivore community I have yet to attend. And that's why I'm still here 3.5 years later.
Oh my gosh. Beautiful. I love you guys so much. I love this community. I love this team. And I love every single new member. It really is a family. So come be a gangster, linked down below. Thank you. See you guys next time. Have a great week.